It's got no rails, just like your daddy's asshole. Welcome to the Crazy Train, episode 29. I'm your host, Rob Wade, back for 2015 like a motherfucker. Yeah. With me from left to right is Spike Direction.
I'm not Crouch.
Omer Ibrahim.
My apple snacks are full of air.
Once again.
Always.
And Blake Harmer.
There she was, just walking down the street, singing crazy trainy, crazy train, trainy train.
I like the fact that the Christmas break has done nothing to dull your songwriting abilities. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Exciting. Woo, yeah. Well, energy.
I did things.
That stuff we done. Things.
There was alcohol, I think.
Yes. How's everybody's
Not
Christmas?
for me.
If you think there was alcohol, there was too much.
So how's everybody's Christmas?
Well, I've got diabetes now.
Oh, so it was really fucking good then.
That sounds great.
How much Christmas pudding can a man eat?
You saw me do that burger challenge last year and you couldn't help yourself, could you? I'll do sweet things that couldn't possibly backfire.
See, most people just choose one tub. You didn't have to choose them all.
I want to try all
Quality
the
street. It's not. It's quality street, not quality street from every house in the street.
It's quality street, not quantity street.
No, see, you're mocking a life-afflicting ability.
Yeah, well, you know, we don't want to sugarcoat it.
Fuck off!
You probably eat that too.
That's why
Back in the saddle and I know how to horse.
It's fine actually. I tested it just before we started. Yeah, no, I'm
bleeding.
Joking aside, obviously we are concerned about your long-term
It's
health.
fine. I got diagnosed with it just before Christmas.
Okay.
Which was a bit shit.
That's harsh.
It was
No, because he might have killed himself over Christmas.
It was
also
it was bad.
Actually, yeah.
It was bad because I couldn't have anything nice over Christmas. Really, I mean, I could have some things, but not a lot of the things I did want. I was just getting used to it, so I was a bit like I was raging against it.
I need the sound effect for the depressed trike, by the way. There you go. Thank you. That's what I was going for.
But it was good because I would have probably had to work over Christmas if I hadn't had this happen.
And that could have been really bad.
They're quite strict about letting you drive a coach if you have type 1 diabetes, which I have, and you have to inject insulin, which I do. So I have to have 3 months off before I could. So it's meant that I got Christmas off, which I probably would have had to work.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm still off work now. So that I'm making the most of it.
So remember
that's a silver lining.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of used to it now. And
You remember when I said, that podcast, The Wacky Coach, is a great idea. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Like diabetes.
I've been sabotaging your podcast in basically the most harsh way possible.
It's pretty
I
harsh.
gave you diabetes.
Crazy.
Total fucking bastard.
Wacky, and I can't drive it anymore.
Wacky, derailed before it started.
Fuck it.
Slashing his tyres.
Yeah. Bastard.
What are you slashing with? Like a fucking candy cane.
I must have done,
You could sharpen.
Sweet justice.
You know that...
Fuck.
It's the taste of sweet victory. You know those like frosted... the fake glass they use for like gingerbread houses and stuff. I just broke that and just slashed your tyres with that. That stuff's robust.
Yeah, no, that's it's like... What's that, like peanut brittle?
Yeah. The stuff you have to use, the toffee you have to use a hammer with.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, just slung it at his wheel. It's like, it's like, my work here is done. Walk off.
Mic drop away.
I wouldn't, it's expensive.
So the microphone was an ice cream.
That's so iconic.
And then I just like drop it and I just do the kid thing. Because my ice cream fell on the floor.
You get diabetic ice cream.
I actually...
It's beautiful. It's really
I tell you what I have to do. I have to praise my fiance for making sugar-free ice cream in her ice cream maker specifically for me.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yes.
Oh,
and also,
it's good
better than any ice cream I've ever had.
Totally. Yeah, there's one
life.
brand they sell in my supermarket. It comes in like a black tin.
Yeah,
and it's really good.
Yeah.
Like I would, if I'm just having say vanilla ice cream on something, I'll usually choose that over like non-diabetic. It's lovely, really good.
And that's something new since last time you got engaged.
I did. I got engaged.
Oh, hey!
I haven't told anyone about that either.
Yeah.
I got engaged like a boss. I have to say.
Do it.
We went on holiday to Rhodes. Lindos.
Which
country
roads?
or just
the M4?
the A4?
The roads.
The
What, in a coach? That's really romantic.
Yeah, you can't drive to. It's
Well, not
You can drive on roads.
It's
It's
an
not
island.
the worst coach driver ever. What do you drive on?
No wonder they wouldn't let you start.
drive on
To do with the diabetes, this is a ruse.
wacky coach go anywhere, mate.
Oh, yes.
Wacky coach don't care about roads.
Drives on rails.
Yeah, where he's going, he don't need roads. But sadly, that's where he's going.
So you went to Rhodes.
Yes, I went to a town called Lindos, which is like this.
That the chocolate place.
No, that's Lindor.
Oh,
That's but Lindos is this really old
I
town.
was going to say because they've got like, quite a hot climate.
With like which got like they call it the Acropolis, but it's kind of mostly a castle on the hill that the town is built around. And it's like it's got a castle around the outside, and then the inside is the ruins of an ancient Greek temple. And we went up there, having gone on a trip to Rhodes Town the day before, and she's looking in. There's lots of jewellery shops.
Most of the Mediterranean, they love the gold. Yeah.
And she's looking in the window. She's like, "Oh,
Is that racist? I
that
can't
was
tell. So, quick question before we move on.
Yeah.
So, the Acropolis, you say the town's built around it.
yeah."
Does that mean that the Acropolis has got a kind of Acropolis? Acropolis.
the Acropolis.
The Acropolis.
Apocalypse.
The Acropolis.
to smash all your plates
The Acropolis.
and lift all your shirts.
The Acropolis.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's kind of up itself? Because I've always found that when you build something around a central figure, it becomes a bit egotistical. I'm Rob Wade, and you're listening to The Crazy Train.
Do you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Well,
Pink Floyd all over again.
yeah.
No, this is not successful. Sorry, go on.
Oh, wait. She saw a ring in a window and went, "Oh, I like that one," and I was able to sneak away from the party and buy it, which was pretty. That was pretty farcical in itself because I just went into the shop and I was like, "That one in the window, I need it now." And I was like, "How much for that?" She's like, €900. And I was like, "Fuck off!" So she said, "Okay, wait, where are you from?" "I'm from England." "We could do it for 600. Just like I was like, "Okay, go on then."
Yeah.
And then she's like writing out this card with all like the facts and preparing.
Don't need that shit. Just put them in my pocket.
Preparing this.
It doesn't have power. It's a ring.
Exactly, but she's like writing out
This ring has probability control.
Well, that's it. Facts and figures about the ring and like a big gift display box. And I was like, I don't need any of that. Just give me the box. I'm going to put it in my pocket now. It's a secret.
Bang it, bang it, bang it, bang it, bang it.
And then they were like, "It's secret, is it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to propose it like tomorrow." And both of them were like, "Oh, okay." And just give me
Yeah, because
the
they never
box.
fucking hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found they still get amazed.
I'm saying, like, meanwhile, she's just going, like, where the fuck is he?
Yeah, exactly. Because I just said,
I'm going to go. So having to go through the finance.
Only after a cup of tea, is he milking the cow?
they were all having lunch in this restaurant just around the corner, and I said, "I'm going to go stretch my legs." I was like, "I need to stand up for a bit," and I just walked off.
Sounds like it's your wallet that got stretched.
Did she think you'd left her or something?
I'm going to stretch my legs to another woman.
Did you have another Greek woman? Like, yeah.
You shouldn't have spent the extra half hour taking out the, repayment plan.
It's about the size of it.
Got a mortgage for the fucking ring.
Yeah.
Do you have financial aid?
That's what I needed, man.
Yeah, because Greece got...
Yeah, Greece is like, "Oh, we got bags of cash to spare. Go for
Yeah,
it."
that's what they gave you a discount. It's like, we don't even need the money. We're Greeks.
I'm propping up the Greek
Great.
economy with that one purchase.
They were just like, if based on the face, if we charge him 900, he's going to walk. Just we need the 6. We need 6.
That's what probably happened.
That's exactly what
Or
happened.
maybe it's based on like international relations or something. Like maybe there's like civilization. Maybe you just got like some sort of trade agreement in the background that the leaders have signed by turning walking rights into their territory.
It's probably more to do with exchange
British,
rates,
though.
and they know if you went anywhere else, you'd get it for like 7.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
went low.
maybe.
Like
Yeah.
Greek, like I say, the Greek economy is so fucked that they will do anything to.
Well, you might know the answer to this actually. Are they a haggling culture?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, in which case they might be expecting you to haggle down to 6, and you're
And they just
you're
went
from
for a
England. Oh, they don't haggle there.
Oh, when I go to Cyprus,
Well,
you
I
can
was
just
just
scare
going
them
to
by
walk
going.
out, so don't,
When I go to haggle in Cyprus and stuff like that, I don't haggle now. I get the upper hand just by going, "I'm not going to haggle. What's your rock bottom price?" And they normally get so that they go, "Oh, £5,
Have it.
whatever it was."
I'll give you
They
£8.
will drop because if they've got 7 written on something, they know that that's what their bottom price is. There's usually like a percentage that they'll drop, and they know that's how much they want for it. They won't go below it at all ever, but they can get you above it. So if you just go, "What's the rock bottom?" and you just be clever and nice with them,
It's a move done by a popular 90s wrestler.
But I did all this. I did all this without even meaning to.
Yeah,
It was
no,
pretty
because you just
pleasing.
went, "Ooh, like."
Yeah, no, I was going to go because I didn't have much time. But
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I bought that and I had it secretly, but it was like bulging in my hoodie.
Was it
pocket.
like burning?
I was like, I can't have this
Yeah,
the whole time. I was like, hide it because it was still big. I couldn't hide it, so I sort of sidled up to her sister and I'm like, put this in your handbag, and she's just like,
did you steal?
No, she's just, her eyes went like wide, and she's like, is this what I think it is? And I'm like, yes, but keep it cool.
Shut up!
Keep it cool. And she's just like, I could see her starting to go, like, starting to cry. She's like, I was like, no, keep it together.
She's got a deep voice.
It's just
Is this what I think? Swear to me.
That's what women get like when you mention proposals, though, isn't it? They go like,
yeah. I will be related to you one day, brother-in-law.
She was an absolute trooper, though. She did really well. Awesome. She kept it completely secret, didn't tell anyone, and so props to her.
Yeah.
But she and then she managed to smuggle it back to me the next day, and I took it with me. We walked up to the Acropolis, and there we were at the top, looking over the sea and everything, and she's taking loads of panoramic photos on her phone. We sort of stand on there, sort of pan around. She's like, stand there, and I was like, okay, now's my moment. No. And she pans across, taking this photo, and I'm standing there in the photo with the ring out, holding it towards her.
That's awesome.
And she took the photo and didn't fucking notice. And I was like, do you want to look at that photo? And she's like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. And she looked at it, and then she just looked at me, and she was like, what?
That's amazing.
I was like, yeah, there you go.
That is one of the
there you go. If you could have seen, listeners, the action that he gave there, she's just like tossing 50p to a trap.
Wedding for you! Eternal bond, there you go.
It was just the most lackadaisical delivery I've ever seen. It's like, oh, is that what? Wait, what? Yep, there you go. 50p because I
now you're mine, bitch.
I like 50p. Here's 50p because I like your version of Space Oddity.
That is a wicked
it wasn't
one.
quite
That's
that
really
lackadaisical.
cool. I like the fact proposal. I like that she caught you in a camera.
That photo,
you've got that moment forever.
That photo exists. It's on
I
Facebook.
saw it. Yeah.
I'm always very much against like people who document everything they do. I like to live in the moment. I like when people live in the moment. But something like that is the moment being captured.
Yeah.
Like you didn't set that up so she was taking a photo. That's beautiful. That's like.
Well, this is one of those things I've been saying to Jen before we go on holiday, and like we're getting like quite far afield for holiday. We're like, Indonesia and Asia and stuff.
Roads.
Yeah, that's a roads.
It's lovely. I could recommend.
I'm sure it is. Yeah,
it's full of Greeks though.
It's actually not that full of Greeks. A lot of English people.
Roads is full of English people. Yeah.
Get good discounts on engagement.
You definitely
third off because English. I just walk in my passport and go, what kind of deals can you do?
We can give you whole country.
Yeah. According to the chartered agreement, 33% off.
The chartered agreement set in stone in 1576, entitling all British people to a third off our best jewellery.
President Menelaus and Tony Blair agreed on.
Menelaus and Tony Blair.
I don't know, fucking the first Greek name that came to my head.
Well, Tony Blair?
So, Tony Blairoff.
Tony Blairoff.
Tony Blairopodus.
Are you taking the piss?
No, Blake, I wouldn't take the piss out of you.
It's insufferable. What do you think of that thing?
Suffering breath.
So anyway, I've been saying to her, the main thing I don't want to do is get into the habit of existing behind the camera and not taking in these spectacular views and these amazing experiences. So like we're going to Singapore as part of the trip, and we found out that even though we're going to Borneo a few days later, so she can go to a nature reserve, the Singapore Zoo lets you do most of the things she wants to do in Borneo. So she's like, I sort of wish we were staying in Singapore just as much as Borneo now, because we've got a week in this Borneo resort, and it's like, apart from the nature reserve, I don't know what else is there. It might well be tons of stuff. It would
be a great adventure to find.
Oh, absolutely, but like at the same time, we know in Singapore there's all these things that tick all these boxes of travel. Like we can ride elephants and we can feed orangutans at breakfast and all that sort of thing. And this is the stuff she wants to do in Borneo, but the nature reserve is very strict about like, you can't touch the orangutans unless you're under 12 for some reason. I don't know if there's some fatal illness present in orangutans that's transferable through adult humans. But
it actually sounds all vice versa, maybe there's something that like
AIDS.
Because children can just get rid of AIDS.
No, I mean as in monkeys pass that to humans.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that a myth?
What? No.
I thought it was someone.
No, the myth is that he didn't do it. Exactly. The myth is that he didn't do it through fucking. I'm sure of it.
I think AIDS came from Africa and came from monkeys, but
something like
that. I don't think. Well, I mean, any animal could pass it on. You can get AIDS from a mosquito. Well, not the mosquito itself, the blood within the mosquito.
Yeah,
So-
Can you?
Yeah, totally. If a mosquito bought a bit of... I might be wrong.
If a mosquito had reckless, unprotected sex...
With a dirty AIDS-carrying slug, then...
yeah, exactly.
You wondered where I was going to go after I said...
I
dirty
did.
AIDS.
I
You all got really worried there.
I was already on the reset button just in case.
Oh, what racial slur is he going to come up with? Is it going to be homosexuals? Is it going to be black people? What's he going to do? Oh, no, he said slug.
Okay, fine.
Sluggist.
We'll get slugs picketing the next recording now. Very gradually.
Maybe not the next recording. Maybe in a few recordings' time they'll get it.
Why did you do that? It's like the old joke about the snail on the bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Flicked him across the room 3 weeks later. Why'd you do that?
I love that.
Yeah, no, like, I hate people who live behind the camera. Like when you go to like a gig and it's everywhere, like I'll take a photo or two. Like we went to last year. I went to Port Lympne. We stayed there and to
for
the
a
zoo.
gig.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, no, they do Zoo Thousands. There was the first one was called Zoo 2008, which was a festival in the zoo grounds.
I went to that. It was fucking shit.
I wrestled at that. It was absolutely
I
atrocious.
watched you wrestle at 2008.
Fucking
I remember
hell.
that. Blast from the past.
Yeah, Jesus. That was one where, what's the rapper? Not Lethal Bizzle, not Tinchy Strider. He didn't show up. What was his name?
Dizzy Rascal.
Dizzy Rascal didn't show. So the main event was Hadouken, who, I guess, are a reasonably
And they were on in the middle of the day.
Yeah, but nobody knew anything about them at the time.
Yeah. I really enjoyed them, actually. I mean,
I didn't get to see much of
I
them.
bought their album afterwards, and I didn't like it. But for a live band to watch at a festival, they were really good.
Yeah, totally.
You know, they're one of those things you quite happily watch it live and enjoy it, but you want to listen to it afterwards. Like, I felt that way.
That was the show, I think I've talked about it, where I got jumped by 2 Oompa Loompas.
That was a great
What? I don't think I've ever heard this story. Which is a first.
Me and a friend were having a match, and I hit a Samoan drop, so I've got him on my shoulders in fireman's carry.
Okay.
I drop back, and I keep that position for the pin, so I'm laying on my back, with holding onto his leg, and I hear all this like 1, 2, wham on the back of my head, and I was like, Berry was my friend. I was like, Jesus, Berry, lighten up. I thought he'd kicked out and just elbowed this shit out the back of my skull. And as I turned around, there's 2 guys dressed as Oompa Loompas have jumped in the ring, and they're trying to beat the shit out of us.
I saw this. This is when I was watching you.
So we flipped the fuck out. I actually fractured my foot. So all the wrestlers dive out of the backstage bit and start and then now there's people everywhere. There's police trying to get involved. But my friend has bear hugged one of them, and they roll out of the ring. So the guy falls from the edge of a ring. So you're talking 4 to 5 foot, flat onto his face, and he's staring up at me like some kind of berserker rage. I roll out of the ring and I take like a penalty kick on his jaw twice. Right, because basically wrestling insurance is set up in such a way that if anybody gets in the ring
who's not part of it,
whatever happens, there will be no judge or jury in the world that will stand up for what happened.
Yeah.
Would help you if a wrestler beats the shit out of you. I've had a couple of ring invasions, and I've had to get rid of them.
Okay, so there's no protection for the audience for getting involved.
No, if you were on the outside and a wrestler lands on you or something, and you're sitting in your seat, then absolutely fair enough. You go to court, you'd get something for it. But if you jump a wrestler or you try to hurt one in any way, no court in the world. There's been many cases. They all just basically thrown it out and gone, would you jump into a boxing ring and try to punch one?
Yeah, exactly.
Just because these guys, all right, they may not be fighting legitimately, but they are trained athletes. They do know how to fight. They're strong. Anyway, so I took 2 full-on field goal kicks at this guy's jaw. I fractured my foot. Right, a couple of the bones in my foot.
Was there much of a face left?
That's the weird thing, is he just kept looking. They were so addled on drugs that we could. You literally could have put their head, held their head still, and just whammed on their jaw 40, 50 times. You would never have knocked them out because they were just high on whatever the fuck it was. We were going to get into so much shit because, drunken audience and that are very rowdy towards wrestlers anyway. And as you approach the ring as a bad guy, which is what I do, you always get into a bit of a, tete-a-tete, bit of a, blah, blah, blah. And every now and again there might be a shove or a slap or something like that, and it gets a bit too much and you don't get in the ring and get away from it. If that kind of thing happens, you're in shit and security reading. But luckily, my now ex-girlfriend was with us at the time, and she was filming the match for me on her phone. And she had the footage of him jumping in the ring. Yeah. It was the only thing that stopped us all getting arrested and thrown out and stuff like that.
Out of interest, did she get really hot when you did the penalty kicks?
Yeah, just a bit.
Should have been early warning signs, dude. You should have known.
Totally. That was 2008. I had no idea you were there.
I was shaking my head.
That was a really shit festival.
That was like the Kentish Altamont. That was like the worst festival that I've ever
the food was awesome though. I remember having like a barbecued corn on the cob that had sort of barbecue dust on it and cooked over a flame. Nice. Venison burgers, loads of stuff. Very much like it was very much like like a food fair at one side and then a music festival. The music festival was shit because it didn't know if it was heavy metal or
it was just the worst kind.
It was just like a dance tent. Yeah. The jungle tent was actually the most successful bit. Mental. Packed with all these like fucking smack addicts who was like jumping up and down.
Did you see
the jungle is massive.
Next to the jungle tent, like I stood next to it was kind of near the wrestling, wasn't it? The jungle
the acoustic tent.
Yeah, but something out the front of the acoustic tent. So it was like jungle tent, acoustic tent, wrestling ring.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were going to say, out of the acoustic tent comes this bearded man, brawling with an Oompa Loompa. Spills through the acoustic tent, spills through the jungle tent.
So there's
it's like being thrown across the bar.
There's a man and a woman, like very scantily dressed, even though it wasn't a very hot day, and they are sort of jungle dancing. But
I thought they were in the acoustic tent. That'd be weird.
No, that's the best bit. We couldn't hear the jungle music because we were just so far away. We couldn't hear the tent. They could, but to us, there's like bloke going like. And then the honey comes from the tree. And these guys are I couldn't tell if they were dancing or just really badly trying to have stone sex with each other.
It was the most
sometimes hilarious. We were sitting there like we were throwing commentary at him. We were like, and he's gone to put it in, and he's fallen backwards. Like,
that was the.
It was such a weird festival.
Out of interest, hang on. They were dressed like Oompa Loompas, but they full-size dudes. They weren't like little.
They were fully, just fully grown.
I was just curious.
20-something.
The best bit for me was when the owner of Tap and Tin got bottled. Because Tap and Tin had a stage. To be honest,
that's probably, for most local artists, that's probably a dream scenario.
Because it was, they had a stage. That was one of the cornerstones of the fuck-up that was this festival. They had a tent of their own, but the tent was declared structurally unsound and closed. So all the acts...
Imagine my shock that something the Tap and Tin organised that wasn't the Tap and Tin was a fucking shambles.
Yes. All the bands from that had to be moved to other stages. Yes. And basically loads of people got bumped. Loads of people were dropping out, so they hadn't been paid. Yeah. Like, the whole reason I went was I drove my mate, Jim Doyle, down. Because he...
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, you can...
Hello. I know Jim.
I don't know.
Shout out to Jim.
Here's a link, because his brother taught me to wrestle.
You did?
There you go. Shout out to Jim and Jim's brother, the wrestling teacher.
Yeah.
Tad.
Tad. But, anyway, I drove Jim, because Jim was supposed to be playing in, like, the VIP tent or on the acoustic stage or somewhere or other. But basically, we went, and the whole day he was just getting bumped back and back and back and back, and he eventually never got to play. Yeah, we were just like so pissed off.
That is a sign of shambolic organisation.
Well, that was just shit,
and that was the reason. But
I turned up at the door, and we were like, every artist was allowed a guest. So we turned up at the door, and I'm like, I'm Ibrahim, I'm one of the wrestlers, and they were like, we've got no wrestling on this sheet. I'm like, there's a fucking wrestling ring set up over there.
What do you think it was for?
There's a van with a wrestling ring.
Yeah. What did you think? What did you think the ring was for? If not wrestling,
exactly. No, and they were like, "Who are you?" So they had to actually go. Tent? In the end, it wasn't even that they went to the this is the shambles. I could have been in because they actually walked over to the wrestlers, said my name, and they were like, "Yeah, he's one of us." Yeah. And then they came back and they were like, "Hold on, there's two other people in the car." And I was like, "Yeah, that's my girlfriend and my friend who's refereeing tonight." And they were like, "Oh, and they actually walked like the entire length of this festival, asking like just a sheet with, okay, we're gonna have 20 wrestlers. Yeah. Like not even names. Like it would have been enough. But then we had to. Then we get. You get those so you get artists get wristbands. Yeah. We all had to fucking wrestle with these paper wristbands on. Like mine stayed on, mate, because I actually taped up over the top of it, and I was like, well, that's only going to come off when I'm fit. But once I'm finished, I'm inside and I'm just leaving anyway.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But like it somehow stayed on, even though I taped up over the top of my wristband.
Well, ironically, despite the fact that the festival was shambolic, the paper wristband production was excellent.
Pretty amazing.
I heard 2009 went really well.
Oh, did it?
And it's now Heavy Fest.
Yeah, it's
which they've had like Skindred play there and that, and I've heard it goes brilliantly.
Probably because they've narrowed it down to and they've narrowed it down to it's a heavy metal music festival.
And they've not involved the Tap and Tin.
Yeah. I think I've got a friend. I met a group of girls in a band they were in Minehead. They're from Brighton. Okay. Called Veer. I don't think the band's together anymore. And we got kind of chummy because we hung around at the festival together, And apparently they played Heavy Fest, and I saw on their Facebooks and that it was said it was one of the most professionally run.
Yeah, I heard the Heavy Fest was really good.
Yeah.
Born out of the bloody
the 2000 festival.
I hear good things about. I've never had a chance to go because it's always been sort of scheduling issues and stuff. I've heard good things about Hero Fest in terms of.
That's awesome. Yeah, we played that twice now.
I've never been played.
That was our last gig. Was at Hero Fest, wasn't it?
And his organiser, isn't it?
Yes,
a friend of the show as well. So shout out to Ant if you're
great work. Raises a shitload of money.
It's a phenomenal
and as professionally run as it is, it's so relaxed.
Yeah,
which is nice. It's nice and relaxed. But when they say you're on at 5:30, you'll be on there. Like that's.
But it's that same close as you can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, things do run. Yeah. But if you're off to one side having a drink, like, and it's coming up to your time, somebody, hey, you guys, cool, you're on in like 10 minutes. If you want to get ready, cool, thank you. And it's that wonderful. Like, I've been to some sort of wrestling shows that are wonderfully professional, but it's very clinical. Mm-hmm. And this runs that beautiful line of being really informal and casual, and everybody's having a really good time, putting money in buckets to help charity and having a drink. And then it's so like, bam, there you are, bam, there's everything.
Yeah. Where's this? We played professionally. We played one of our best shows.
Wow, that makes it. Yeah. What was the occasion?
Yeah,
you played professionally.
What was the professionally? It was our last
gig. No, but I mean, I was really worried about that gig, obviously, because I wanted it to go well.
Yeah, absolutely. I either wanted it to go so shambolically bad that we went, well, it's a fucking good job with splitting, or it went so well that we went, high note.
I didn't want it to be net, though.
Yeah, no, that's would have been the worst.
That's the worst anything, as far as I'm concerned.
We could have done better, we could have done worse, would have been the worst way to end a band. I think, to be any form of entertainment or media, meh is worse than bad.
Yeah,
because if there's something like, there's, I found out recently as I've started sort of helping run the wrestling promotion, Triple X Wrestling up in Coventry, that for instance there's things like, you can send off your wrestling show footage to the Insane Clown Posse, and for a small fee they will commentate the show.
Oh my god.
Which is amazing, right? However, when they do good shows, I've watched some of the bits back and people have put it up on YouTube. When they do really good shows, they're like, oh, look at that move, that was great. Because they don't commentate as if they know anything, because they don't. Yeah. They're just, if you don't say the name of that wrestler, they don't pretend to know what it is. They won't ring you up enough. They commentate on your product. If it's really shit, they're like, what the fuck just happened? I've seen them commentate on some of their own matches like that, because it's so shit. But on the meh ones, it's like, there's a suplex. They can't come up with anything funny, and they are hilarious. I'm not a big fan of them in terms of their music and that whole kind of juggalo culture, as actually positive as it can be for a lot of people. But in terms of their wrestling contributions, may not be good, but they're hilarious. Yeah, they're so funny at what they do.
Films are a perfect example as well. Obviously, a crap film you can take the piss out of. A great film you can enjoy, but a boring film.
We're not just running off the list of crap films, because we could be here all fucking day.
I watched that at the cinema, though, and that's the most fun I've ever had at the cinema, watching Catwoman with two of my mates and just ripping the shit out of it.
Were you the only ones in the screen?
Nope.
You're the guys behind me, aren't you?
The only reason I ask is because I remember once my dad went to see, I think it was Ultraviolet, and the Millie Jovovich. Is it Millie Jovovich?
Yeah, I remember that.
And he was sat in front of two people who were doing exactly what you were doing, ripping the piss out of it. And then after about 20 minutes, my dad just tuned the film out and started listening to them like Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, well, that's the joy of it, isn't it?
Last time I went to the cinema was to see the third Hobbit movie.
Yeah.
And there was a guy, like, before the movie started, everybody's settling in. And there was this advert for, I think it was Mid-Kent College.
Yes, I know the one.
But it was that, so what are you going to do?
Super
and then
cheesy.
but then there's this, like, in a college. And we were just, this guy in front of me, like, with his missus, like, we were literally sat two in front of each other. And at one point I went, I can't even remember what I said, but it was something like...
In the world, where degrees are increasingly meaningless.
And I said something along those lines. I was
do
like...
something even more.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do after college? And I was like, get a job, not using my skills. Yeah, and he just cracked up. And through the rest of it, we were just turning to each other and just going, in a world where this trailer's on the screen. Just commentating on, like, fourth wall events in a cinema. It was like...
Well, then
it was... He must have been a similar sense of humour to me because the Star Wars trailer came on and he just went, be quiet now.
There has been an awakening. Shut up, Omer.
Are they showing that in the cinemas though?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed
that.
Actually,
I love that. That did everything I wanted it to do.
Totally.
Yeah. Tell me stuff that's going to be new, stuff that's going to be old, and
I'm impossibly excited about that film that it can't. I might be too excited, like it can't fail to disappoint me now, really. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it'll be enjoyable no matter what happens.
Yeah.
It's like, when I went to see the new Turtles movie, I was like, I'm not expecting this to be good, but I'm expecting to enjoy it.
And it was fun.
And it was both.
Yeah.
Like, I think, well, good is a
it was fun.
Subjective phrase, but it was a fun, silly action movie that was fun. Yeah. But it's the same going to be with this. It's a Star Wars movie. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Here's something really excited me about it. Was I read in Empire they did like a really detailed breakdown of the trailer, and you know, like the Sith character with the broadsword lights. Yes. They were like speculating who that is.
They've actually released the name now. Oh, actor-wise.
Who the actor is. And because they said the name is fairly androgynous, they were like, some people reckon this is the actress who plays Brienne in Game of Thrones. Yes, to which I went, that would be the coolest thing ever. Female Sith.
Every podcast has probably digested that, but there are so many pieces of that, like, that I spotted after watching it a couple of times, like, that red lightsaber does not make a very good noise.
It doesn't make the same noise, I know.
It makes a different noise.
It's crackling.
It's almost like they botched it.
It's almost as if whoever built it didn't quite know how to build a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Because, if you think about it, there is only one lightsaber left from the old period.
Which is
Luke's blue lightsaber.
Yes.
Luke's. And the sound at the end of the trailer
is the sound of Luke's proper lightsaber.
Luke's blue.
I've read
and actually, in some of the comics, I don't even think it was in the books, which obviously are not canon, but there was a storyline where that lightsaber was incredibly important.
Yes.
Because it was imbued with Darth Vader's spirit.
Oh, right, okay.
So, hopefully they're going to do something along those lines.
I've read a lot of stuff that's theorised that that's going to be a point of the film.
That noise was definitely Luke's lightsaber. And I know that's like, I didn't even notice that until somebody pointed it out, and I went, oh shit, I knew that the red one was wrong.
So Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Oh, it's Anakin's lightsaber. It's Anakin's lightsaber.
So it's the last of the old guard. It was built by Anakin under the
Republic.
So it's the last of that old technology. And if you didn't know how to make a lightsaber, that's very important.
Yes.
The only other one, of course, is Luke's green one, which he made from diagrams. So
which
he didn't
makes
have
a similar
somebody
noise, I think. But
but he didn't have anybody showing him how to do it. That's why it looked a bit like Obi-Wan's as well.
Yeah.
I love that they think of all that kind of stuff. You know, I love that all that continuity in like Tolkien is the same. I love reading little bits like Charlotte's just been reading The Hunger Games. We've watched the first two movies, and there's loads of little cool little references, and I've been really enjoying those. And I haven't read the books; I've been just watching them.
Yeah, I've seen the movies.
And I watched them, and I was like, you know, there's what's really important about those movies. I think is that there's a message there,
right?
But it's unfortunately 90% of people watching that movie are just going to go, good movie. And not take the message that woman has written.
What do you consider the message to be?
I think that they're basically portraying the world is now in a much more caricaturistic way. Like, to give a wrestling example, we're always told to turn ourselves up to 11.
Yeah.
Be yourself, but turned up to 11. Right. I think that we're in exactly the same world as the Hunger Games, post-apocalyptic, government controlling everything. Just that they've gone, and there's these tournaments where you kill people. We don't have all that shit, but we are very much being told what to watch.
That's very tinfoily.
I would argue
it's not tinfoily. It is tinfoily. But ask anybody, and you've got to admit it's kind of true. The government control what we see and what we look at.
If that anybody is Russell Brand,
I would argue.
I'm not going to ask that cunt anything. Beyond why does anybody care about it?
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
And why don't you give your book away as a free download?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
But I would argue that is a very fascist dictator.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's hyper stylized.
Yes, it's
and
massively
I don't think
showing.
We're quite there.
Oh God, no! But what it's doing,
call me old-fashioned.
What it's doing
is
maximising what we can see going on in the world. Like there is no way that if something that the government didn't want us to see was happening in the world, there's no way we could see it. Yeah, they would hide it.
No, they would try and hide it. But
exactly.
That's not
it would eventually leak out. But that's exactly what happens in the Hunger Games. They tried to hide all these rebellions and that from each other so that the other districts can't see what the rest of the world's doing. Yet it gets out. And that's what happens in the real world. But obviously it's not, people trying to destroy domes with tournaments inside it. It's, me and you working on something to get, so we don't need fossil fuels. And, I'm not saying that that's a particular one, but use that as a tinfoil hat example. Right. If the government didn't, were trying to control the oil and didn't want you using, renewable, like being able to use your pistol to power a car or something, they would hide that from us.
Yeah.
And I think that what's really good about Hunger Games is it shines a light on all that. The writer was very clever at going, look, this is what your government is doing. But at the same time, and what I absolutely love about it, and what all the best stories, music, anything is, if you can still just enjoy it as the piece of art that it is, 10 times better. Look at Rage Against the Machine. Got a really big political message, and you can hark on about that all day. End of the day, really cool riffs and enjoyable songs.
Yeah.
They could be singing about anything. And exactly.
Hell yeah.
You could sing about anything and it'd still be enjoyable, and that's the thing, because if you make something that's just
Audio Slave kind of disproved that.
That's very true, yeah.
I liked Audio Slave, but fair enough.
Yeah, but they weren't as good.
Oh God, no, not as good. No, but that's when art can speak a message and speak for itself. That's the best.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Audio Slave just ended up not being the sum of their parts.
Yeah, that's true.
They were shit Soundgarden and shit Rage Against the Machine.
The only downside I can see to the social message of the Hunger Games is that Tumblr has kind of ballooned in popularity with a lot of fucking idiots because they use the Hunger Games as a kind of I've seen the really weird fucking cult-like behaviour where they're all doing the fucking Katniss symbol.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, that's weird.
They're trying to use a symbol from a movie for rebellion as a rebellion in real life. But you haven't got what they're rebelling against to rebel against in the real world.
See also V for Vendetta.
Oh, exactly.
Walking around
those mass-produced Chinese market masks.
Or the ones who give money to AOL Time Warner.
Oh, fuck.
Nothing smashes the system less than giving money to AOL Time Warner.
With all this...
Moore just rubbed his hands
together. I hated it from the start.
Very good Alan Moore, he doesn't look happy about it.
The very unfortunate... the French shootings recently. And
yes.
I'm not going to comment on what happened or anything, but one of the things I saw was the V for Vendetta masked anonymous guy making a message about... I didn't even watch it, but they were going to kick the shit out of Islamic... I don't know what the fuck they were... But I was like, if you're going to do something, don't just put a silly white mask on and appear on my Facebook, which, by the way, is one of the most incredibly capitalist systems in the world,
Absolutely,
Facebook.
Yeah.
It's owned by one of the biggest companies in the world.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know, that's like complaining that your local supermarket is too expensive.
Working in Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, it's working.
I like that.
Working in Tesco and putting the prices up. And then complaining they're expensive. Like, don't use the system you're complaining about. Yeah. Reach me via your own media or
the same.
Come up with something.
But then you're not getting the reach.
Well, yeah, but make the reach. That's what I mean.
Like, do something that makes the reach happen.
Make something successful and capitalist, then you can...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that's the thing. If these anonymous guys come up with like anonymous book or something like that, right?
Yeah, they make it, they'd be just as bad as everyone else.
Exactly, because they would realise all the fucking problems these people like Facebook have trying to keep these systems running. And they would realise that, you're not allowed to show breastfeeding for a reason. That's a complete... I'm not saying that's wrong or right, but there are reasons that people are trying to get that taken off and reasons people are trying to keep it on.
Yeah.
There's an argument for it. And that's an argument that that people who run in Facebook are going, fuck, we didn't think we'd have to deal with breastfeeding.
And a lot of the time, they don't want to take a side either way. They just want to be like, well...
Are you offended? Then we're going to help you. Are you offended? We're going to... And they end up in an argument where Facebook has to solve the problem of can breastfeeding pictures be online? That's not Facebook's job.
I mean, fuck.
But it's been made their job.
Yeah.
They're just going, I appreciate
And if they
that.
did what... if they did
we all
what...
like tits, okay?
If they did what Anonymous did and just allowed everything, Facebook would become the Mos Eisley of the
become
internet.
fucking 4chan.
Exactly. Yeah. But it would... No, there'd be pictures of fucking kids getting raped on there and shit.
It would become fucking 4chan.
They'd go, okay, well, we need to take that picture off. No, you can't. Because you didn't take the picture of breastfeeding off. You didn't take the picture of somebody's feet because feet offend me.
Facebook would be fine if it wasn't for all the fucking people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice blue page. I like it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for my newsfeed, it'd be
Just
great.
called book.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to join Twitter and not follow anyone.
I should probably go back and just crazy illegal disclaimers. I'm fairly sure 4chan doesn't actually display child pornography.
No. I think people have tried to, and it's
so anything they're not allowed to do something illegal on that site.
Are they allowed to talk, for instance, as if they've done it, or
I don't know?
Because there's no. If me and you were to talk about, on this podcast, if we were to talk about paedophilia in general and our experiences of people, blah blah blah, we're not talking about doing it. But if we were to talk about doing it on the air and give examples, we would probably get pulled up on it.
I would think so.
Yeah. So
again,
but they're allowed to talk.
As neither of us have.
But they're on 4chan.
Just covering my arse. This fucker's trying to dig me a hole.
What about me and Blake though?
No, I'm saying
it's not just you two.
On something like 4chan,
mentioned me and him specifically. That's why.
On something like 4chan, do they talk about having raped a child or
I don't know.
doing? That's the difference.
I've only ever seen kind of. Bits and pieces of 4chan boards, and they're usually not. I don't go on 4chan personally. Yeah. I just spend time looking at like screen grabs and stuff where it's all presented. What I understand is that anything that's illegal is not allowed to be on 4chan, 8chan, any of the other chans.
Okay.
They're run by Jackie Chan doesn't appear.
But I mean, there's nothing stopping them going, hey, I'm going to tell you this completely made up story about raping a child.
Something like that.
And then it turns out being real.
It could be.
Yeah, exactly.
It
could be the other way around.
Has a big disclaimer that says everything on here, assume everything that people write on here is false.
Okay.
It is on the internet, so
yeah.
Probably should.
I heard rumours. Wasn't there something on one of them Reddit or something that went on to 4chan? I think that's when someone committed a murder and they said, "I just committed this murder. What do you think of it?"
Oh, okay.
Look, wait, it'll be on the news in a few hours, and then all of a sudden on the news it was.
Yes,
the thing is though, something
there's
like
been a
that.
few suicides.
Something like that, you can get away with. You can be vague and just be like, "Oh, I've just done a murder. There'll be a murder on in a few hours," because there probably will be a murder that day. Yeah. Because people get murdered.
Yeah.
So you can.
But if you were to point out that you were going to do the French shootings or something, the Charlie shootings or something,
yeah.
and then that happened, that's a bit like.
Yeah.
If you were specific and said, I'm going to shoot this person with this gun at this time and it'll be filmed by this policeman.
That's different.
That's different. If you were to say, I'm going to do a murder.
Yeah. I done a murder.
I done did some murdering.
Do me a lemon, mug you off, you cunt.
I'll stab you right in the face with this lemon. What are we doing?
I don't know. It seems to be just doing a mishmash of callbacks to all various things.
This got really dark. Can you...
I can bring it back up. So let's go to the mailbag.
Mailbag?
We'll talk on the paedophile cast next time.
No, I'm not. While I'm fully on board with getting new shows, the paedophile cast is not the one at the top of my list. No, in fact, it's almost entirely at the bottom.
Look, Omer, if you really want to be happy, you should see Spike's new car.
Oh
my God! He has the shiny, happy fucking Mazda. It's an MG, isn't it?
It's an MG ZR. Nice. It's like bright yellow.
Oh,
it's got.
Is it the sunshine car?
Yes, it's got a big spoiler at the back, and it's got like the bare metal pedals and all the boy racer modifications.
Have a bear.
Yeah, and it's.
Does your
Crouch's girlfriend saw it? He said, she said, Rob, this car is the opposite of you. and she's right. But I just saw it and I fell in love with it. And then my dad, what a champ, he's like, Rob, would you like me to see about buying that car? I'm like,
wow.
What? And he's like,
that's beautiful.
And it's just like, it's great. It's so much fun. I'm going
to have to go and stare at it.
I'm not even remotely a boy racer.
No.
But it's such a blast to drive. This car is brilliant. Lovely.
Does out of interest, does the spoiler on your car tell you the endings of films you haven't seen as well? I used to walk around the back and be like, Bruce Willis is a ghost. Like, what's that? Arsehole.
It hasn't done it yet, but you never know.
It might. It can only, but it's not a racer car, so it can only spoil the end of like.
Vin Diesel saves the day.
Paul Walker is dead.
Too soon, man. Too soon, MG.
It should
wait.
We might be getting without saying that we are legitimately saddened by the death of actual Paul Walker.
Or no, can we just say we are legitimately saddened by the death of people?
Sure.
That's
fine.
As much as anything is up for comedy grabs at the same time.
It is sad.
None of us can.
It should hopefully go without saying.
Condone people dying.
No, it should hopefully.
We do condone spoilers on cars talking about dead people.
Yeah.
That I would say. If you are a wizard and you can fit a spoiler to my car that will spoil movies, get in touch via Omer wants a magic car at vroomvroom.com.
All right.
I'm going to start that by the end of the day.
From the mailbag.
From the mailbag.
Did you ever have a toy as a kid that, looking back, you realised was a piece of shit?
Yes. Oh, I've got the perfect one.
Go for it.
I had a sort of Action Man knockoff that talked, right?
It was Activity Ball.
Inactive Man.
I can't remember what it's called. I had
two of them. Professor X toy.
I had two of them and they talked. They had 3 buttons down their chest.
Actually, I think I had
Supposedly
one.
when you pressed it, they said different things. But each one only said one thing, even though there were 3. But every button would do the same. One went, halt, who goes there, and the other one went, hit the dirt. Right?
I had that one.
But if you kept the button down, they just said it over and over again. Like, hit the dirt, 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 hit the dirt.
You can dance if you want to.
I swear one of the buttons sounded a little bit like have a shit as well. And it like, have a shit. And I never was quite sure what it was saying, but it just sounded like have a shit.
My one, the 3 buttons, they didn't do anything different. Each one, he said the same thing. So that's why it's a piece of shit.
So I was hoping you were going to tell the story. I wonder if it's an urban myth, because it sounded like one. Like looking back, it sounded like one of a mix-up at the factory where they packed the speech units into Action Man and Barbie. I was hoping you were going to say like my Action Man used to say, "I hope Ken comes over later to the Magic Princess Castle."
I had 2 I can think of. Like one was about a 1.5 foot tall Godzilla.
Right.
Like solid plastic, very cheap.
How big was his neck, just out of interest?
Average was his head size.
Yeah.
It was obviously like, a boot fair knockoff, if you know what I mean. But it was, its mouth, it looked like somebody left it near a radiator because its bottom jaw looked like it was, the Pantera, what's the Pantera album?
Vulgar Power.
Yeah, Vulgar Display of Power. The glute with the jaw. It looked like Godzilla's mouth. I fucking loved it because it stood roughly the same height as the Jurassic Park T-Rex.
Jesus.
So I did like T-Rex versus Godzilla. Yeah. And I didn't know anything about Godzilla. I knew he had the flamey breath thing. That was all I knew he had.
I mean, obviously he can't control it because yours melted.
But
that
was a shit toy that I loved, and it's probably still in the box somewhere.
Yeah.
But I had another one. My dad bought me a soldier from the market, which was like it was on its belly with a rifle, and you'd wind it up.
You had a weird childhood. I got you this soldier.
I got good price for this slave.
I texted a common friend of ours.
Years at least.
I texted a common friend of ours, Paul, yesterday, saying I've just ordered a load of Asgardian and Avenger HeroClix.
Yeah.
And then I just sent afterwards. I should probably say that they're HeroClix rather than just I've ordered a load of Asgardians to my house. But yeah, no,
if anybody was going to, it would be
exactly. It was probably about a foot long, kind of. It was a soldier with his rifle on his belly, and you wind him up, and he would like do a commando call.
Oh yeah, I know the one. Yeah.
On the news that night, it was kind of there was a bit about it, and it was basically all lead paint on. There was loads of them because that's how these batches come out. They're across the boot fairs.
I used to be aware of. I don't think I had them because I'm fairly sure, props to my dad. He went to Toys R Us on Christmas Eve to get the real things, the turtles. But there used to be lead paint knockoff ones doing the rounds.
Yeah,
and they looked like shit. So I don't know how they got by people who were looking. They were just like, I can't get the real turtles. These are £1. But at the same time, they're also fatal to children. So it's a trade-off, isn't it? Ultimately, at the end of the day.
It was on the news that these were like full of lead and that. But I actually do still have it. I remember it was
yeah, because it's unsafe. I'm Omer.
No, when we talking about basically, it was like that. Look, if for instance, when I do my modelling and stuff now for like miniatures, they're all lead.
Right? I'm glad you specified the miniatures. When I do my modelling for Beardy Guy magazine,
they're basically all the packets don't say like contains lead. Don't fucking give it to children. Like you can handle a certain amount of lead before it gets dangerous. So it was.
don't fucking give this to children.
Don't let children.
Small poxy parts.
Fucking choking hazard.
Children will choke the fuck out of this.
Do you want their kids? Do you? Hand them this spear.
Do you? That's probably not cool. That's not cool.
Back to the paedophile cast.
Disclaimer.
The cast does not endorse the ritualistic murdering of children using lead-based paint toys.
But it was,
I can't believe we're having to clarify this shit. Such is the episode we're in.
So I had it. I played with it for like one day. So I remember it was a Saturday that I got it, and it was on the news. So on the Monday, my dad, I left it in the shop.
Yeah.
Where my dad was obviously running at the time, and he took it and he put it on a shelf upstairs.
Burned it.
Yeah, the best thing to do with lead.
Yeah.
He put it on a shelf upstairs, and up to like say a couple of years ago, when we had the flat built, it was still on the sort of mantelpiece up there, and I just remember really like kind of fondly because I remember it was really cool when it was working because the gun had light up and all stuff like that, and it was wind up, but it had lights.
That's phosphorus.
That's pretty cool, yeah. And I'm still like, I remember boxing it up and putting it to the back of the shed. It was like, look, it's nothing I'm going to play with, but it was like the thing is as well is if I said that and you went, oh yeah, I remember that, and it was a news article, there'll be some people that remember that toy. So one day I could probably, oh god, Rob's died. What happened?
What?
Sorry, that just broke because the idea in my head was you putting it in the shed and it slowly crawled back
crawling up the garden.
You started off putting it on the shelf and it crawled its way over the edge and back down. It's like fucking Trilogy of Terror.
I've not owned as many shit toys, but lately Charlotte got me into. You are still dying on that.
I'm alright. I'm okay. Keep going.
Charlotte got me into a YouTube guy, and I think he started off as a game reviewer or something. But his name's Ashens.
That rings a bell. Yeah,
actually, because he's just released. Yeah, I think he started off that way, and then he's gone on to do other things. But he basically reviews tat. So like pound shop stuff, food.
Yeah, you mentioned to me before.
But some of the toys he does, I can't even begin to describe. Like, so if you really want to see some shit toys, look him out. Look for his Poundland special. It's called Ashens on YouTube.
There's a few YouTubers that do that.
Yeah, but his sense of humour is so, and he's another one of those ones we've talked about. I really like him because he doesn't show you his face.
Right.
Until he needs to. Like his whole review is like
it's about the product first, and he's not the product.
Exactly. Yeah. If the product is like he did one which was a duck's bill that you blow through and it goes quack. Yeah. Then he showed himself wearing it. Like,
yeah, so, well, I mean,
but as like a quick like cut to him, whack, cut away.
Yeah.
But it's what I like. My favourite YouTubers don't bother showing you unless they're like a chef or something like that. You need to see them moving.
You need to see.
But the show is about what they're doing rather than who they are.
Yeah.
And I much prefer people like that. But some of the toys he's had on there, like the knockoff wrestling toys and shit like that, are amazing.
Blake,
I don't know. My fourth one. It's just literally come from.
I've got.
One. Well, I already admitted that.
I'm just imagining if your dad now does bad movie nights. Did you do bad toy days for you when you were a kid? Look at this pile of shit.
I'm afraid every 4th year is shitty Christmas.
there were things I liked, and I must admit, and looking back on it, I'm like, why do I like? And I must admit,
so I have 2 in that realm.
Yeah,
some I've kept. I mean, I still have all of my monsters in my pocket.
Oh,
they were cheesy and kind of. They were
like but really, they were just
lumps of plastic.
Yeah, they were basically rubbers.
Yeah, that's right. They were naff, but they weren't crap. I'm talking like Terminator 2 Bioflesh Regeneration.
Oh,
that was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember reading about that recently.
So you used to have. It came with a T800 endoskeleton. And it came with this really weird goop stuff. And the idea was that you would pour it into a mould and it would turn into a skinned up army. The problem was that once you'd done that, there was nothing for you to do.
The model didn't move.
Peeled it all off. Yeah, the model didn't move or act or anything, so you just peeled it all off and did it again. And that was
you said the model didn't act.
Well, the idea was...
How many of your toys can act?
It was an inaction figure.
The idea was I think you could then battle damage it so you could carve off a bit of its face.
But if you did it, if you did too much, you couldn't just redo it. You'd have to go back and start again from scratch, And the stuff that they did, I don't know what the fuck was in it, but it seemed to be impossible to use. Like, once you'd used it up, it was fucking done.
It sounds like the toy equivalent of trying to bite apart a penguin bar, so you've just got one with all the cream on one side. Oh, I fucked it up, I better have another one.
My favourite toy, which actually was good,
okay,
and I stand by this, is I had the fire department from Ghostbusters.
Oh, I had that.
My friend had that.
Yeah,
it was a group of our friends.
But I also had, even though my mum was very anti me using it and made sure I had lots of stuff down, but I actually did. You could get the slime that you could pour down.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
And I did that once, and I think I was like, that was alright.
Bearing in mind what you did to that helicopter, I'm amazed they let you do it once.
When I was a kid, there was a group of 4 of us, all best friends, and because their mums are all friends as well.
Yeah.
When they'd go Christmas shopping or anything like that, if there was something like the Ghostbuster Tower, one of us would get it, and the others would get so I had, for instance, I had the Jurassic Park compound, so the massive, great. But none of my other friends got that. Yeah. But my best friend Matt got one of the Jurassic Park cars.
Right.
So that when we all got together, we had everything. And it was really cool. Looking at it now, I know, and it's a little depressed right. It was a little bit sad. It was because none of us had much money. So we all had.
I didn't have. We all had the Jurassic Park kit.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Is like
and I had no friends.
We did it that way because there is no way we all could have had everything we wanted.
Yeah.
So our mums pulled together and went, right, if we get one of them
but that's
really
they can nice.
All play. But that's what it is. It pulled us all together as mates.
Yeah, it's
we still now. I would take a bullet for any of those 3 guys now. Like we're still.
So only toys.
I think I only ever had.
He had the car, and he let me play with the car. I would die for him.
I think I only had one.
You could just buy one on eBay now.
What did you have?
I had a Velociraptor that talked. I think you pulled his leg back and it went. It sounded nothing like a fucking turtle.
Yeah, they were shit. Yeah. I was massively into Jurassic Park, so I had quite a few of the toys.
I liked Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I was a little bit, because I'm obviously a few years older, I think, even though I got a toy, I didn't, I wasn't so into it that I must have had.
Yeah,
obviously we've talked about it in the past. We were both I think probably we all were big into dinosaurs as a kid because I think everybody goes through. Everybody at least goes through a phase as a kid of being massively into dinosaurs because it's fascinating.
And they still do now.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, Dinosaur magazine has been released 5 times.
That doesn't change.
Because but that was what I
build your own Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's it. With the glowing dark skin.
And then you built the over bit over it, and then eventually there was cards, and I had every single issue of that first time.
Did you see? Incidentally, speaking of build your own magazines, I saw an advert last night for one that lets you build a 3D printer.
Oh wow!
That's meta.
That's a bit.
Build a machine to build all the parts that you don't need from the other crappy magazines.
I could print that Millennium Falcon. I can't be able to spend 200 quid on.
Oh no, 200. Do you know how much it works out? £890.
Oh, it was so stupid. I remember looking at the
because I looked at it when it came up. Because somebody told me about it. He said, "Have you seen that 1-to-1 scale Millennium Falcon you can buy?"
Yeah, I know. No way.
Because if it's £900 for a Millennium Falcon that's life-size, I'm buying all of them.
Yeah, then they go 1-to-1 prop scale.
Yeah, I was like,
if
I could actually buy one to live in for £900, I'd be fucking away.
I'd have smuggling compartments for all my tats.
Exactly.
But people there's a few people that do invest that much money into it.
Oh, sure.
The run will, because it won't be successful enough. They'll cancel it halfway through. So you'll end up with just the cockpit. I
had that. I did.
I've got the chess table. Can't pieces for next issue.
I think it was like Diagnostic brought out these. Basically, it was all the starships. So I remember I got a Falcon, an X-Wing, a TIE Fighter, and I was talking to my mum about it, she was like, are you really enjoying it? It was like a fact file as well. So I was like, I'm going to subscribe. And it was like the first thing that I paid for, like on a run with my own sort of money from working Saturdays in the shop, and it was
credit history age 10.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to subscribe to the magazine for this. I got 3 and it ended. Yeah. Like that was it. I was like, now I've still got the fact file, 3 models.
It probably costs more to actually subscribe than it probably was to buy those 3 models.
In some ways, I feel like those collect this thing in parts magazines are the second biggest false economy in the world behind limited editions.
Oh, absolutely.
Parts.
Yeah,
I've said it before. Limited edition is only worth it if you want the thing anyway.
Yes, exactly.
But you know what I saw the other day? Because we rented we talked about the Hunger Games, the reason we rented the first movie on Microsoft, whatever. Xbox One. Yeah.
Xbox Video.
But then I was looking at Thor the Dark World as well. And they had like a special edition version that you could rent. Like, why do I... Like, the whole, you get all the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But that's stuff we want to collect it and keep it and own it. Like, you want that on the shelf for $12.99 or whatever. You don't want to rent extra content.
Yeah.
Because if you were renting it, you weren't that interested in the first place. If you... when the third Hunger Games will come out, and I'm guessing we'll probably be able to buy it on DVD or watch it in cinema, certainly, but buy it on DVD before it hits the rental things. So
probably, there's usually like one provider that gets it around the same.
But that's because
I don't know why it's already been in the cinema and gone.
Oh, of course, yeah. The next, if you know. Well, even then, okay, so that's perfect because it's missed the cinema, but it's not on DVD yet.
Yeah, it's not yet.
So I imagine because my girlfriend's really gotten into it that I'll probably pick up the DVD when it comes out for her. But if there's a special edition one and she really enjoyed it, I'd grab her that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not going to rent the special edition because if she really enjoys it, I've spent because it was like $2.95 for the rental, or like £5 for the special edition.
Right.
And I was like,
but then by the time you bought the Blu-ray or something, it's like £13.
Exactly. But the thing is, as well, is like I'm only going to get that for 24 hours, and it's like 10 extra, and I'm not. You only get it for 48 hours, unless I'm going to sit down and do like a 15-hour marathon.
Yeah, isn't it like once you
turn it on, you've got
48 hours or 48 hours to watch it.
Yeah,
I've not tried.
If you rent it, if you rent it and don't press play, you get 2 weeks to watch it.
Yeah, so basically you got 2 week period to get it on your machine. And then once you start watching it, you've got 48
hours to watch it. Yeah. And you can watch it as many times as you want in the 48 hours.
Yeah.
You rent it like a DVD from Blockbuster.
Yeah, you could do a marathon, binge it 38,000 times.
Yep.
I mean, that's not real, but
I can't see a situation where I'd ever do that because I mean I've got Netflix and girlfriend.
Netflix.
That was the thing.
I've got both.
Between us. Then we can always find something we want to watch.
This is the first time I've often looked to see if they're on there. Yeah. This is the first time I've actually rented a movie in a very long time
because the first one's not on any.
It's not on Netflix. We didn't have it. We went out the day before and we didn't pick it up. I even looked in Tesco. It wasn't there. I was like, let's have a night. Let's rent it for £2.49. And as well, I live in a flat and there's not a lot of room on my DVD shelf.
Yeah, sure.
At the minute,
this is something I'm finding.
Sometimes downloading a movie or a game is working out better for me.
Yeah,
because it's digitally stored somewhere. I haven't got to find a place to put it.
Yeah.
It's getting to a point now where if I buy a DVD, I have to think about what DVD I can take off the shelf.
I mean, I could evangelise for an hour about why I like digital, but I mean, that's a story for another podcast.
Everything's got its
kind of Dad buys a lot on his Apple TV now.
Yeah.
Because he's streamed it from the internet
and if he's keeping it there as well,
Yeah, because he's always using his Apple TV on the television.
And look at
have your films on there.
Xbox Games with Gold, or I can't remember what the PlayStation equivalent is.
PS Plus.
But that wouldn't exist.
No,
if there wasn't digital media that way, you wouldn't be like, hey, do you want this skateboarding game for free? We'll post it to you.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be able to give it to you for free. It would cost.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened like fairly swiftly after Love Film started doing games. They stopped doing them because I think they just found, in my experience, any time I put a game on my wish list, it wasn't the thing that turned up. It was always a DVD because they always had those in.
Yeah, exactly.
Ultimately, that's how it boils down, I guess.
Renting games was like, does anyone still rent games?
Yeah.
Can you still?
I know a guy in Medway who does like a sort of one of those travelling rental vans.
Oh, okay.
Buys a lot of his stock from.
I remember when I was a kid and I had a Mega Drive. Yeah. And I would rent games from the local little video shop.
Yeah, I'd
have my parents would buy it for the weekend.
Big thing back then.
Yeah. But I had one game because the save files worked on codes. Right. So I would rent it, like my dad, we would always go swimming on Friday. Okay. On the way back it was a sweet shop as well, so we'd go and get like some sweets on the way back from swimming and rent out a game. And I remember like 6 weekends in a row I rented out one game and finished it over the weekends.
Nice.
Which was pretty fun.
That's good.
Yeah, but I think I can't remember the last game I rented. But
Prime Rage.
Oh,
That was
I
the
love
last game
that
I
game.
rented.
It was so easy to hack. The second one was turds.
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, my sister picked.
You mean the dinosaur one beat 'em up?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, I know what I'm doing this afternoon. Now. I've got it on PS2.
Oh, brilliant!
And on that note, it's time to wrap up. I think so. For the cast with me, Spike Direction.
Reach. Sorry.
I'm really
still not crouched.
I am.
Yeah, there's still air in my apple snacks.
You open them though.
Yeah, well, that's not how air works. You open a bag and the air gets out. Other air will go in.
It's not the same air. Blake Harmer.
Ghostbusters toys were awesome.
I've been your host, Rob Wade, still regretting that Bioflesh regenerator. If you've enjoyed the show, you can find us on iTunes. You can find our plugin posts at emotionally14.com. You can find us on Facebook.
You can find us on Sean Connery's version of
Facebook. You can find us on Facebook.
Welcome to Facebook. It's just me here, Sean.
Oh my God. John Connery book.
He has to be somewhere. He's not doing films anymore.
No, he's not. This is true. Thanks, Alex G. So you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/emotionally14. That's 14 again. You find us on Twitter at emotionally14. You find us on YouTube at youtube.com/emotionally14. You can find the individual cast members on Twitter. I'm at Rob Wade Vision. Omer's at the Iron Turk Omer. Spike is at Big Beat 1985. I had to skip one. Blake would be at Fluffy McRorington if Twitter would get their fucking act together.
Yeah. Let's have some more characters.
But as I said earlier, I wouldn't follow anyone.
No, this is true. You know, he would be the anti-tweeter or something. I don't know, whatever the fuck you call it. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the show, you can like, subscribe, share, all those different things at various places. Thanks for listening. 2015.
If you find something called the Paedophile Cast, don't download it.
Downloading it makes it illegal, I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't. No, it's good advice.
Just
stream.
Finally.
Stream it.
Fuck's sake.